Anna Densky from the EU Reporter. I have questions on Greece because our European citizens are always called for solidarity and compromise. But to what extent do you think the Greek society is prepared to compromise? I mean, first of all, how would you estimate the position of Greek ship owners who still remain by the constitution a privileged caste and are in Europe a lot of countries, like for example Latvia, whose presidency was praised today, helped a lot to Greece, and to what extent do you think it's just that within Greek society is this our special caste that enjoys the privileges while Greek people are suffering so much? And second, to what extent they are prepared to cooperate with the European Union, because, for example, they received from 1994 to 2002 huge amounts to create property listings, and still Greece remains the only country of the EU without such a list. I mean, look at Destro.
You give a few examples of what is exactly the in-depth reforms Greece needs. The question is, who is opposing that for the moment? Because previous government was not either capable to do it. The Samaras government didn't do it. The coalition of PASOK and Neo Democratia didn't do it. And apparently this government doesn't do it. So this clientelistic system and this privileges privilege of the defense ministry, privileges of the shipping industry, privileges of the Orthodox Church, clientelism, what is another issue, widespread in society where you need to pay for normal services, health services, entrance in a hospital, entrance of your children in a school, and so on, permits, normal permits. And because the corruption amount that Greeks have to pay is estimated at nearly €1 billion a year. My interpretation of the outcome of the referendum is that people want to change that. There is a will of inside the Greek society, civil society I should say, to change that. The problem is that every time they are following Mr. Samaras and now Mr. Tsipras comes in power somebody who forgot that he has promised to change the society and this clientelistic and corrupt system in Greece. What is happening is that a new government in power, a new political party in power, they take it over. PASOK was created to change after the colonels the system, and they adopted the clientelistic system. Nea Democratia, the same. Also Syriza. There has been an appointment of 13 heads, regional heads for the education department. Well, our friends of Topotami told us that from these 13 people, 12 are Syriza people. And from one they don't know if he is from Syriza. They have no information about his affiliation to a political party. So it's simply continuing. It's simply continuing. And the consequence of this is that what we have on the table, the 7 pages of a package that is not talking about, is talking about this. There is one phrase on clientelism and corruption in this whole 7 pages. One sentence in saying we have to change the system, but nothing more, not one concrete action. There is no sentence on the downsizing of the public sector, and the public sector is still nearly 800,000 people, civil servants. There are no concrete steps in opening the markets. They are saying, oh, we're gonna make legislation on this. That's all. So on pension issues and on tax raising and on increasing corporate tax from 26 to 28%, that's in the package. I don't know if that helps to recover the Greek economy. But okay, on all this, it's very precise. There is an end date when it has to be applied. But on the real issues that matters, to change Greek society, clientelism, corruption, public sector, public banks, closed markets, there is no detail, nothing at all. From time to time, it's not even in the package. So that is the reason why I think we need a new approach, and I'm pleased that apparently also yesterday, Hollande and Merkel, in their common press conference, the most important thing what they said is now it's to Mr. Tsipras to come forward with a credible package. Okay, that's the way to do it. He has to deliver now. But to deliver doesn't mean to continue the accountancy approach that we have seen in the Greek crisis since the beginning. We need a more structural approach, also in the debt relief. If we had adopted already 3 years ago, what also Juncker has defended 3 years ago, a debt redemption fund in the Union that is applicable to everybody, we should not be confronted with such problems limited to Greece, because then for all these countries under special programs, there should be an interest rate lower than the interest rates that are applicable today. So their primary surplus, their global debt should be lower than the global debt we have seen today. And that's the way forward. What I forgot maybe to tell you also in the plenary, I said there is a third element. I think that the Commission has to prepare also to help Greek families and Greek citizens. Because let's be honest, if nothing is happening, if the Greek government is not coming forward with these in-depth reforms, we are not going to start discussion about a debt relief again. Who is then the victim of this? The ordinary citizen, in Greece, the families who maybe have not longer an income. So I think that we have to prepare contingency plans to help Greek citizens and Greek families in a direct way. And directly, yeah, I'm saying directly. And that is possible under Article 112 of the treaty. And we have to prepare this, because you have to be prepared for the worst scenario. And the worst scenario is they don't come forward with a package, there is no additional debt relief, they are going bankrupt inside the Eurozone system. How you deal with them, with the ordinary citizens and families who have no longer a euro, an income for that. So I think then we need a number of plans ready so that Europe is helping these Greek citizens directly. And not by bypassing, I should say, the Greek government.